Alright, what up, y'all? It's Metaphor, back for more to kick the roll, represent everyone's you and I verse. So we're gonna do a video on some astrology, you feel me? But yeah, we're gonna do a video on the moon in Taurus with the sun in Pisces right now. So it's all about stabilizing the dream. So we're gonna start it off with some music though, you feel me? New joint, y'all ain't heard it yet. Produced by EYE, you feel me?
I took him to another place.
I took him.
They ain't seen me take him to it. You was in the dream, and so was I. We all got high. Y'all ain't know why. I stays in the dream state, cause y'all ain't never seen me. Cause I be at the dock, man, ready to fly my plane. Y'all thought I meant to ship. I told a little bit. I'm in a spaceship. I could do like 20 flips.
I could.
In the air, but I gotta go too. So I ain't got nothing to fuck around
with you.
No time. But all I got is
this round.
Catch your forethought. It be in the back of your mind.
Yeah, it's called forethought. So yeah, getting into it, like I say, we stabilizing the dream right now. So based on Taurus, it's all about stability and all about logicality and practical matters, you know what I'm saying, or logic. So with this being said, we also have Uranus and Taurus at this time, right? And it's at 20 degrees. So we're getting towards the end of this this little transit for Uranus and Taurus. And based on Uranus and Taurus, it's all about creating. It's a lightning-like change. It's out of nowhere kind of thing. Uranus is a circumstance that you don't see coming, but you already have that premonition. If you're into astrology, you know that there's going to be something change. I'm saying, like, unexpectedly. And that's how Uranus works. And so it's a quick lightning-like change. You don't see it coming, kind of thing. Like if there was a strong wind and the tree got lightning strike on a tree and boom, fall over. That's like Uranus and Taurus type thing. Based on the tree being stability and the Uranus being that lightning, you see what I'm saying? They crash over that tree, you feel me? And then also we have Jupiter in Taurus. So right now it's also about the knowledge of wisdom and experience of stability. So if you're experiencing stability right now, then you're on the higher octave of this Jupiter energy. So based on us also having the moon here, it's all going to be about our emotions about the change, emotions about the knowledge of wisdom that we've accumulated. And also keep in mind that this moon right now is trine Lilith. So it's trine in Lilith and Virgo. So we're able to create the opportunity to have that darkest moment or feel what that darkest moment is. So we can actually see our vulnerability at this point in time. We're able to create the opportunity with our vulnerability at this time. So if you're able to, for example, I'm a Leo rising, right? So I got Taurus in my 10th house, right? And then I got Virgo in my 2nd house. So sometimes, not sometimes, but my darkest moment right now is what I value and how people see what I value. And that's like how I could feel embarrassed based on it being astrology and things like that. It's like, okay, how can I be embarrassed by the sun and things like that? So it's like transmuting the energy. And based on the 10th house in Taurus, how I emotionally feel about my status, I can create the opportunity with that darkest moment, you feel me? And that's how you alchemize the energy. And so moving forward, I'm going to break down all the signs. We're going to go all the way from Taurus in the 1st house to Gemini having Taurus in the 12th house, you feel me? And then with all this being said, at this point in time, essentially you want to work on something that you can actually create stability with and something that you already are beginning to accumulate. So for example, we had that moon in Aries, right? So we had those birthing pains. So whatever you experience those birthing pains of, now you want to actually accumulate a stable way of going about this future endeavor. So for example, if you're a Pisces rising, you had the Pisces new moon in your 1st house. So you had this personal dream that you were accumulating, right? And then based on this personal dream that you accumulated, you then valued it. And now at this point in time, if you have Taurus in the third house, you then want to communicate and be in your environment talking about the dream that you're accumulating and how you're stabilizing it. So let's get into it, right? So Taurus rising has Taurus in the first house. So based on the moon being in the first house, it's going to be feeling the personal affairs and dealing with those individualistic aspects. So how you come across in your first impression, you want to be able to be stable in that first impression. Be able to be an individual that people can see as solid. So you, at this point in time, if you're seen as an individual that can be consistent and stay on the same train of thought or train of reasoning or line of reasoning and things like that, then your personal life is going to be accumulating well. So essentially, if you're on the lower octave though, you then want to see, okay, how can I create this, how can I have this lightning-like change based on Uranus, and how can I utilize this to then in turn have this Jupiter energy be utilized too? So how can I be wise about the lightning-like change that I want to occur and also be stable within that? So it's kind of a tricky energy based on Uranus being at home in Aquarius, you see what I'm saying? And based on Aquarius and Taurus being a square. So like essentially we want to see how to be stable but also associate with things at a certain point in time, because whenever that lightning hits, we want to be able to spread the word, so to speak. And that's a whole other video talking about Uranus. But yeah, that's Taurus in the first house. So Aries rising has Taurus in the second house. So it's all about the values of the stability. Do you value the way that you're creating stability, having this stability played out? Are you either being consistent or stubborn? Are you stubborn in your values or are you consistent in your values? Can people actually see you to value the same thing over and over again? Or are you switching up all the time? You see what I'm saying? That's kind of where this thing lie right here. So it's values of a person, place, thing, or idea. So based on that person, place, thing, or idea, can you find stability in that? Can you actually make some money off that, so to speak? And that's what's going on for the Aries rising. And then for the Pisces rising, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but they got Taurus in the third house, so they want to communicate right now. Communicate the stability. And based on it being a sextile, the Pisces are going to be able to see what emotion to utilize to then see the opportunity, the sextile, to have this played out in their environment and have this dream be stabilized, right? And it's all going to be about communicating the logic. So like I say, be logical in what you're communicating and it'll play out well based on it being the Earth Moon right now. And keep in mind, left field of all the houses, the Moon in Taurus is also exalted here. So at this point in time, you want to be in your exalted space of stability. So you want to see how far... Yeah, Jupiter in the sixth, bro. That's like left field of what I'm talking about, homie. So make sure you in the chat is relevant. But yeah, the moon in Taurus is exalted, right? So based on Moon in Cancer, that's gonna be at home. You see what I'm saying? Moon in Scorpio, that's in detriment, and then Moon in Taurus, that's exalted. So at this point in time, if you can find stability in the way that you're utilizing these emotions, then you're gonna be in a higher octave space. But yeah, if y'all can stay on the topic, that's what really mattered about the chat. You see what I'm saying? It's like, if y'all go in left field, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a whole other thing. You can like email me about a reading if you want me to go left field and talk what you want to talk about. But right now we're talking about Moon in Taurus and the Sun in Pisces. But yeah, moving forward, Aquarius rising got Taurus in the fourth house right now. So it's about stability in the home, the private life. And based on Aquarius and Taurus, like I said, being that square, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's about the Aquarius learning how to be more private, or learning how to appeal to people's emotions more, learn how to be more in the home, and learn how to have that stability being enacted in the home, and actually see a way that you can bring people together, so to speak, in the home, and actually have the home be a stable place. And yeah, Capricorn rising is having the Taurus in the fifth house. So based on the Taurus in the fifth house, it's about a stability of the expression, stability of the childlike nature. So essentially, the fifth house is all about bringing out your expression. So the Capricorn and the Taurus is also a trine. So the Capricorn is able to create the opportunity for one to express their emotions at this point in time. And that's what is being played out for the Capricorn. So essentially, if you want to have some advice, though, I would recommend having some logical expression based on it being like you have an Earth rising and then the Earth being in the fifth house. with the moon right now. It's all about expressing this logicality or practicality, right? And with all this being said, don't be looked at as consistently being the person that's so dark that you can't actually appeal to someone's emotion. Because keep in mind, the sun is in Pisces, so people are aware of how you're making others feel, essentially. And then moving forward, the Sagittarius rising is having the Taurus in the 6th house, so it's in conjunction. So the Taurus and the Sagittarius rising is misunderstanding how to put things on a routine and pattern and be stable in that routine and pattern. Somebody riding out on their bike, that's what's up. But keep in mind, the 6th house is about the routine, pattern, and the health. So right now, if your routine and pattern and health isn't stable and you don't have any stability in that, or you actually aren't finding ways to make ends meet with this stability or with this routine and pattern, then this is a time to be switching up. You know what I'm saying? You want to utilize this Uranus energy to actually be on the higher octave energy and find this stability, essentially. And then moving forward, the Scorpio rising is having the 7th house in Taurus, so it's opposite to the Taurus rising, the Taurus energy, the Taurus moon right now. So Scorpio and Taurus is an opposition. So either you can add on or be opposite at this point in time, being the Scorpio rising. So essentially what you're relating to, you can either relate to others or you can be on the opposite side of energy and decide to be in your own space and be consistent upon that. And that is the Scorpio aspect. But if you want to break out of that shell right now and actually relate to your partner, relate to your family, or relate to your friends, or relate to people around you, at this point in time, you want to realize that you're on the opposite side of energy. You need to make more practical sense and be more practical about the way that you go about things. And yeah, like I say, it's all about relations. So then with the Libra rising, they're having the 8th house in Taurus, right? So this is an in conjunction, right? Which is a misunderstanding. So at this point in time, the Libra is misunderstanding how to practicalize things and be stable. Essentially because the Libra like to relate to so many different things that it's hard to see them in an actual stable place to the point that they're consistent upon something. So essentially, you want to transform that and find something to find consistency in, essentially. And that's really what it's about for y'all. And then moving forward, the Virgo rising is having the 9th house in Taurus, right? So based on the 9th house in Taurus is the knowledge, wisdom, and the experience, right? So the experience of stability. So essentially, if the Virgo is actually cool, calm, and collected, and they do have the list of things, for example, and they got all the facts, then essentially they can experience this stability. This 9th house is all about travel in the mind or travel externally. You see what I'm saying? And also with this being said, if you're able to experience stability in your travel, it lets people know that, okay, this individual actually does have things on the routine and pattern, and they are utilizing this Virgo energy and also utilizing the Taurus energy. So think about this as well, the fact that they're both earth signs, it's a trine. So based on the Virgo being here in the 1st house and then the 9th house in Taurus, they're able to create an opportunity on how to experience this stability, essentially. And then moving forward, the Leo rising is having the 10th house in Taurus. So it's all about the status, the blueprint, and the career right now. So do you have a stable career, and is your career long lasting? You know what I'm saying? Is it a long-term career? Is it a long-term status? Can you see yourself working with this energy for the rest of your life, kind of thing? Is it like a circumstance that's never going to go away? So for example, for astrology, you know what I'm saying, the sun stopped having its event. You know what I'm saying? We stopped experiencing that fusion and friction to create that light. We gonna apparently die out in 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it won't even be relevant, you know what I'm saying, to not have astrology in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm quite integral in this career path that I've chosen. That's a Leo rising. You know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, with the Leo and the Taurus, it is a square. So at this point in time, you want to learn what to be stable in, or learn what career you want to utilize to actually have the stability and what to make money in, essentially, based on it being an earth sign moon right now. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, essentially you want to stabilize your status if you're a Leo, if you don't have a stable status already. And like I say, I'm going to go left field real quick before I go ahead and talk about this little Gemini the Cancer and the Gemini. And essentially what I mean by stabilizing the dream, think about it like Taurus is the tree, you see what I'm saying? And the tree has the dream to grow grow larger. You see what I'm saying? Grow to be one of the biggest trees in the in the neighborhood. And based on this dream, you see what I'm saying? It's this water energy. So what does the tree need to expand? It needs that sunlight and it needs that water. You see what I'm saying? So exactly what the Pisces energy is in the sun right now. So think about it this way, like to stabilize this tree, it needs to grow deeper roots, and to grow deeper roots, it needs more water. So essentially, you need to add on more water to your dream once you've stabilized it to then have more energy being accumulated into it, and then to see it like a more of expansive dream within that dream, kind of like Inception kind of thing. But yeah, that's left field. And then moving forward, the Cancer rising is having the 11th house in Taurus, so it's the sextile. And the Cancer is able to see the opportunity on what associates to be stable with, or to who to be consistent with, or what tool or what circumstance they need to utilize to be in a stable space in their public spaces, or the way that they're seen in the public eye. And then moving forward, last but not least, the Gemini in the 12th house, which is Gemini in the first house, but having Taurus in the 12th house. This is about the dreams, illusions, and nightmares. And is your dream actually stable? So have you accumulated enough to have this stable dream that you actually see yourself playing out, essentially? So based on the Pisces new moon experiencing the 10th house, it went from your status to then whatever status you had a dream about. You're then in turn utilizing this 12th house Taurus energy to stabilize that dream and stabilize that status. So then this individual in the chat, they mentioned, what about Jupiter in the 6th? Now that I'm done with the houses, now that I'm done with all that, we can speak on all that. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's kind of like, you got to be within my template. I'm not about to like switch my mind over to like talk about what y'all want to talk about whenever I'm talking about what I want to talk about, because I got on the YouTube first. You see what I'm saying? If you want to talk about what you want to talk about, you can make your own channel. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, we going to give you some grace. And Jupiter in the 6th house. So Jupiter being knowledge, wisdom, and experience. And then in the 6th house, so it's all about your knowledge, wisdom, and experience upon your routine and pattern. So that's what Jupiter in the 6th house is all about, is having a routine and pattern that is actually wise. Can you experience this routine? And this is actually a healthy routine. Like, essentially, an individual with Jupiter in the 6th house may be someone that's like, personal trainer. And also, and on top of being a personal trainer, they may be into like the actual nutrients behind the food and like what will actually energize the body and things like that. So Jupiter in the 6th house entails knowledge and wisdom about the routine, pattern, and health of the world abroad, essentially. So yeah, that's what that's about. So like, y'all can comment things, but just like make it relevant. You see what I'm saying? Much love and holla back. Feel me? And to be clear, I was talking about the moon. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't talking about Jupiter. I just mentioned that Jupiter wasn't Taurus. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, much love and holla back at me. Peace.